have a song, you may as well not go to the pub at all. Go to the pub at all. Go to the pub at all.
Watch this.
Blades, welcome to a brand new In Good Nick video. I am In Good Nick, and last week you absolutely loved the cards. And it gave me a load of watch time. So it's back! We've added 2 new players since the last time I made this video. We've signed goalkeeper Michael Verrips, and we've signed centre midfield maestro Mo Besic. So I've added them to my collection, so give me a moment while I run downstairs and crack on with the video. Oh, by the way, before we go, in the last video, I did pretty much predict the exact team that we played. I had absolutely no idea I would be right. Of course I did. Actually, the only one that I got wrong, or kind of wrong, was Ollie McBurney. But I did say, I'm not sure whether he's going to play him or not. He'll either play him or Didsey. And he played Didsey. So it's fine. I'm taking that as a win. But anyway, less of my showboating. Let's get downstairs and let's get into the video. So here we are, ladies and gents, on the trusty kitchen table. Now let me know if you're enjoying these. I had a lot of nice comments from the last video, so I'm going to be doing it again. I'm going to do it every week. It's going to be round about this time. We're going to be bringing out the preview video tomorrow. It's always going to be on a Friday, and this is either going to be on a Wednesday or a Thursday. But let me know in the comments if you enjoy it. So this is the team that played against Bournemouth. I'm going to add a few more names to the list, because Mo Besic was not a Sheffield United player when I did this video. So he obviously goes in there because he started on the bench. So that's the full bench right there. And Michael Verrips, obviously we didn't have him again because he signed on deadline day with Mo Besic. So he'll be added to the list. However, I do not think he will be in the starting lineup. I will get a Mo Besic card and a Michael Verrips card for next week's video. I'm going to quickly go through the ones that you can't see at the moment. So we've got Kieran Freeman, doesn't look like he'll be playing anytime soon. Richard Stearman, again, won't be playing anytime soon. Leon Clark, looking like he probably will be going out on loan at some point. And Jake Wright, he won't be anywhere near the team, unfortunately. I think these are the players that Wilder was talking about when he was moaning about players wanting to take the money rather than fighting for a place at a different club. And then we've got Keane Bryan as well, who I think is kind of on the periphery of the subs bench, but again I don't think he'll make the bench. I do think if one of the defenders gets injured, he'll probably come in onto the bench, and Ben Osborne will probably come into the team, or obviously Phil Jagielka. So we will see. I've got to be honest. We've got to address an issue. Mark Duffy is the first card to go. His card is no longer needed. Then we've got 2 other players who you don't see. Ravel Morrison, Lys Mousset. Both of those 2 players are near, I think are very, very near to be fully fit, but not quite yet, so I don't think they'll make the bench. If I'm honest, I think Morrison may just make the bench if he was fully fit. I'm not sure who for, maybe Ben Osborne, but yeah, actually maybe Luke Freeman may be coming in for this game, so he might be in the place of Luke Freeman. And obviously Mousset we bought for a lot of money, so you would think Wilder would want to get him on the bench. However, would you really put him on the bench over Ollie McBurney, 70 to 20 million pound striker, or Billy Sharp, who's just scored in the Premier League? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But anyway, let's crack on. This is the team that Wilder played at the weekend. Dean Henderson in the net. Like I said, brilliant, had a great game. Chris Basham had an absolute stormer of a game. Again, Egan did everything right. Jack O'Connell did really well as well defensively. Didn't see him go too far forward at times though. George Baldock I thought was just incredible. I expected George Baldock to be the weak link this season, and he was brilliant, I thought, against Bournemouth. Absolutely brilliant. Then we've got Ender Stevens. Again, Ender Stevens played absolutely brilliantly. Didn't do too much in the final third, but didn't have that much of the ball in the final third. We are in the Premiership after all. John Lundstram was my man of the match. I think he was a lot of people's man of the match. I did say in the last video, I hope he doesn't play Lundstram, but he was better than Norwood and Fleck put together in my opinion. I thought Norwood's passing, I wouldn't say poor, his passing wasn't poor, it was his crossing that was really poor. Fleck's crossing was really poor as well. I thought Fleck did quite well in picking the ball up and running at them as he normally does, but all in all, I don't think we got overrun. However, I do think Fleck and Norwood weren't at their best. Then we've got Callum Robinson, who I thought looked really, really sharp early on, but faded away a little bit. David McGoldrick, probably unlucky to be brought off. I thought McGoldrick played really well. He had two of our best opportunities. The first one early on, which he probably should have scored. I know it was only early on and I know he was stretching. When I saw him in that position, I thought he's going to put it over him here. He's going to just lob him like he did against Derby, but I think it was just because he was stretching. He tried to put it past him and didn't quite have enough on it. But I thought David McGoldrick played really, really well. So Chris Basham did try and get forward as much as possible to help out George Baldock, and I thought he did. We did struggle in the first 20 minutes, I think. Bournemouth caused us a few problems. However, they didn't really create anything from it, so it was absolutely fine. So let's just go into the video. I've spoken about every player and how well they played. Obviously I haven't spoken about Billy Sharp. I thought Billy Sharp was excellent when he came on, did everything right, obviously got his goal, nearly created another goal but it just went out of play. I thought he did everything well when he came on. Ollie McBurney was an absolute handful, so that was great to see. And Luke Freeman created a lot of chances when he came on. He picked that ball up in the Duffy roll, created lots of stuff, brought players into the game, and we actually looked like the better team towards the end of the game. I know they were hanging on and they didn't manage to hang on, but I do think we were the better team. So who will play in this game? Now, I think everyone who was in the starting 18 will keep their place in the starting 18. However, I do think, unfortunately, John Lundstram will come out. John Lundstram will definitely be on the bench, in my opinion, and Luke Freeman will come in here. Let me know what you think, by the way, in the comments. Let me know if you agree. I think that's going to be the first thing that Wilder will do. I feel a little bit sorry. I'll put him down here so you can actually see him on camera. I do feel a little bit sorry for Lundstram because I thought Lundstram was the man of the match. He was excellent. But Fleck and Norwood have got this partnership. They've been playing together all last season and John Lundstram barely got a sniff. So one game, does one game really mean that he gets to start? I don't think so. I think Lundstram will kind of play a lot more away games than he does home games. So yeah, I think that's how the midfield will start. I think the defence will stay exactly the same. I think that's a given really, unless somebody's injured. But I do think that David McGoldrick will not start. And I think Ollie McBurney will. I really do. That's how I think we will line up. That is the full team, how I think we will line up. A lot of people saying Billy Sharp will start. Billy Sharp could easily start. I do think he could go that way. However, I think Robinson would play well enough to start again. I think McGoldrick deserves to start again, but I do think he will start McBurney. He will want that powerhouse going forward. And obviously those are our two most expensive players. Well, other than Moussi actually. So yeah, that's how I think it's going to start. Obviously, they've got some very dangerous players too. They've got Wilf Zaha, which Wilf will start. Definitely. Zaha will start in this game. Zaha, he obviously nearly got his move away, but it didn't quite happen. I think that would have been a massive help to us if he did leave. So a little bit gutted about that, but he could go in January. But saying that, Palace did finish 12th last season, so not exactly relegation form. But you never know, this season could be different. So Zaha, I think, will make Baldock and Basham stay back. So I think, obviously, Baldock will get forward. He will link up with Norwood, Freeman. I think Basham may have to stay back a little bit more than he has been doing. But Basham will still come and help out whenever he can. But Zaha is a very, very dangerous player. Obviously there's then Andros Townsend who will occupy this space, I believe. They may even swap over. But I do think that he's not as much of a threat as Zaha is. So I think Ender will be getting down here. I think Jack will be getting down to help him as much as possible. I think Fleck will be coming in to help out with Freeman as well. And obviously going for that wing overload, as we always do. I do think that their right back is probably one of their weakest areas in Joel Ward. He is a big guy, he is a slow guy. I do think that will help in this whole overload situation. We will be trying to pass the ball round him. We will try to make him commit, and we'll be getting to that byline and putting the balls in for hopefully McBurney and Robinson. They'll both be getting into good positions for the ball to come in. Crystal Palace do have a very, very big defence. They've obviously got the two big defenders and then Joel Ward at right back as well. So yeah, maybe not putting the ball in the air is a good idea. Maybe doing what we usually do in keeping it on the deck, so Ender getting to the byline, putting it in for McBurney and for Callum Robinson to obviously attack. They have two men in MacArthur and Milivojevic, I think that's how you say his name, who sit quite a bit, so they may sit in this hole and try and stop Freeman from playing, but I think Freeman's good enough to not get sucked into that. I do think he will be coming out here to play in this area and in this area like Duffy used to do, and I do think that he will get a lot of luck doing that. I'm really looking forward to seeing McBurney. I hope McBurney does start, but if Billy Sharp does start, that's absolutely fine. I'm sure we'll get 100% out of Billy, and he may even grab us a goal. Remember, Crystal Palace do have Benteke playing, so he will occupy Egan for most of the game. That might stop Bash and Jack getting forward as well, because he is a very big, strong striker. And Egan will have his work cut out, he really will. And in the last game against Bournemouth, I think the only real thing that I would say that defence didn't do very well was not clear the cross from that free kick that ended up in the goal. So we need to make sure we're marking the correct men, because they will be bringing the big lads forward for corners. They will try. They'll obviously try and get some joy on the wings with Zaha and Townsend, getting the ball into the box for Benteke to attack, but also they will be getting forward at corners, at free kicks, and bringing those big lads forward. So we need to make sure we are marking up and we aren't giving away stupid goals by not marking as men. So I think that's where the dangers lie with Crystal Palace. Obviously I do think Norwood will sit a bit deeper as always. Fleck will come on to help Freeman maybe like this. But Freeman and Fleck will be key in this game for me. Key. We need to create more chances than we did against Bournemouth. However, we were playing away from home. It is difficult. It was the first game of the season. I think Wilder's he's going to be learning. He's going to be learning as he's going, because he's never managed in the Premiership before. And yeah, like I said, I do think that winning that little battle in there and creating those chances will make Palace go further and further back. And again, like I've said, they are going to try and use the wings, get the ball into Benteke. Even the guy Meyer in the middle. It depends who they play, because obviously Zaha is going to come in, but who's going to go out? Is it going to be Jordan Ayew? Is it going to be Meyer? I don't know. I think it will be Ayew. I think keep moving the ball on the deck, we'll open them up and we'll definitely create chances in this game. Saying that, if it doesn't work, I do have the confidence that Wilder will switch it up. Because like I say, he will be learning as he's going on. He's a brilliant manager. So thank you very much for watching this video, and let me know if you want me to do more. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, and if my content is something that you might like to see more of in the future, hit the subscribe button with notifications turned on. Oh yeah, and stay good, Nick.